Sure you keep up with all the new content on Gaming for XP. Make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell, and we'll let you know once we've uploaded anything that's new. See ya! Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to Sanctuary Hills. And what I want to do today is I want to give you some ideas on building fences, and specifically we're going to build a wee fence around this part of this house here in Sanctuary Hills. And we're going to use only one mod, and this mod's available on all platforms. So let's show you what the mod's called. Posts, supports and beams, and I cannot read what that says as far as the author goes. It's a tiny little mod, 1.47 kilobytes, and it is pretty good, and you're going to see what it gives you. It gives you lots of lot more stuff instead of apart from just posts, supports and beams into your inventory. So let's get started. What it generally does is, you can see, it just adds it into the miscellaneous section of metal tab, wood tab, concrete tab, etc. So I'm just going to highlight, and it does that sometimes. It does that weird kind of glitching. So we're not going to concentrate on using those today. We're going to go into the junk fences section, and I'm going to show you what it offers. Now you're going to see my concrete tab's a bit weird because that also adds a whole lot of stuff in there, but I need a pillar and I need that. There are the tools we're going to use today. No place anywhere, no quappa, nothing, just the concrete pillar. And here is what you can find. So there's all the usual junk fences, and we're going to use this door here as a guide a little bit later, so I'm just going to set that down. Now I'd forgot exactly what the menus looked like without running mods, so it's quite a voyage of discovery in this particular episode, because these are the pieces I'm talking about. So I'm going to lay a whole lot of these pieces out, and these are wall boards, but the beauty of what the mod author has done is there is no clipping. Now usually I want things to clip, but in this instance I find that clipping is, the fact that it doesn't clip is fantastic, and it helps me cobble together a fence. Now my idea here is just to give you some ideas, possibly some ideas about certain challenges that people are running at the moment. Hint, hint. But I got a few questions after a couple of the survivalist videos that we've put up on the channel, and so I thought I'd put this up and show you what's possible, and the fact that you don't really need much at all to do this. You can use absolutely anything, and as I said, I'm only running one mod on this episode, one kind of decoration stroke building item mod, and that's the one that we highlighted. Everything else, the only other mod that I'm running that might be considered as that is just a supply mod, so that I've got the materials at Sanctuary, so that I've got enough materials to build this. So, and the main idea is just to get lots of pieces and mix it up and chuck them in. It's pretty simple stuff, and I encourage you to do this. Mix them up. As you can see, I've sped this up just because it's kind of rinse and repeat time, but you can see you can just glitch these in quite happily with the concrete pillar, and yeah, just keep adding bits and bits and bits. Now we're going to skip ahead in a minute once we get all this done. Be careful when you've got these things. These pieces have got a fairly low radius to pick them up, but sometimes they will detect a piece sitting next to them, so just be aware of that. That happens a couple of times, and you can see I've just picked a whole lot of pieces at random, and I'm just going to chuck them together and see how they go. There we go. That goes in there like that. Eventually, it is there we go. Very simple idea. Look at that. Now what I want to do as well is I want to show you how to add a little bit more depth. So here is how we end up the fence, and now I want to add more depth. So The mod also has a lot of other items that I've only just discovered. I hadn't flicked it further enough along in the menu path, and so I'm going to set all those down so that you can see them, and I'll flick along so you can see all the kind of bits and pieces. And I love the fact that these have been rotated for me, and there's a whole raft of these. Now, if the mod author does happen to be watching this video, I'd love you to organize your mod into a separate menu rather than encompass them or have them buried in other menus and other structure menus. I'd like to see a standalone mod, because there is so much in this mod, and the mod author has several other mods that I think he could combine, or she could combine, into a standalone mod, a la kind of USO, a la kind of, you know, workshop rearranged, etc. And it would, if you could do that, it would save everybody a little bit of time. Even workshop rearranged in place, it does take a while to find things, and because I have so many mods, and a lot of us that are kind of building do have mods, a lot of mods, finding things can be quite tedious at times. Not knocking what the mod offers. The mod is fantastic, absolutely fantastic, and I'm loving exploring it and finding a whole lot of elements that it has, and a whole lot of things that I've never seen before in the game. So kudos to the mod developer. I just think given that you've got a couple of mods now, one of those is the military clutter mod, and I think there's a warehouse clutter mod, and I just think you could have a standalone. So enough from me on that. What I'm trying to do here is, I could have left it flat like it was, but I want to add the depth, and people were asking me when I done the survivalist home at Sanctuary how to do this, and this is really all we have to do, is just keep adding things in front of what you've already built. Now, there is no limit to what you can add here, and you'll see that a little bit later, or in the tour. You can add whatever you have available to you in your menus. Add furniture to this. It's, yeah, why not add decorative items? I make a mistake here because I don't pick this up far enough away, so I have to realign this. It's been a while since I've used the pillar, as you can see, but it's all coming back to me. So yeah, I can't actually see how high that is, so I'm going to have to, so I'll actually position it and go, oh, oops a daisy. This corner piece I love. This is really useful, and it's a simple little thing, but it's really useful for just blocking up corners and making things seamless. So you'll see I'll push this away from me in a minute. There we go, like that, so I can actually see the height of it and then get it into place. And a little bit finagling later and it will be right. There we go, and then it blocks up that corner there beautifully. So that's all there really is to it, guys. Hopefully it's giving you some ideas if you want to make small fences, or maybe a player home or something like that. I mean, you could do this as a settlement fence, but it would take you absolutely hours and hours. I've got to say though, having come back and done this video when I was recording it, it is quite therapeutic. So if you have the time and you want, and you're of that kind of persuasion that you want to do it, I don't see there's any problem. See, that's too close to there, so we just push that across here. I think I end up scrapping that anyway, and you can see we're just adding and adding and adding to this. So I'm going to switch to the final tour in a sec, and I'll just show you how this kind of all ends up. Now, I could have taken a lot longer to do this, but yeah, no, you get the idea. So you can see here I've used a cabinet there and a couple of chairs, workshop table and a piece of furniture. So that's what I was saying before. And you can see, you can start to see the layers. There's a door on top of there. These supports that come with the mod are fantastic. You've seen me use those a couple of times. Pieces of wire there. There's a stove there. There's all kinds of stuff. And I've actually just put a junk fence in there as well, adding more and more pieces, different pieces, just to make it look all junked up, but it is fairly secure. There we go, and there's the entranceway. And we'll just run quickly inside and show you around. So this is just designed to generate some ideas and kind of give you the background on how I have built some of these junk fences in the past. Like I said, you would do a heck of a lot more to this and a heck of a lot more decoration if you were doing it for a settlement build. So I hope you've enjoyed this, guys. Thanks for watching the channel. We'll give you a quick clip of what it used to look like and what it looks like now. And you can see it really does make a difference to the overall look of the building. So guys, I hope that's been useful. Thanks for tuning in to Gaming for XP. Thanks for all the support. And we will catch you next time on the channel. See ya!